If you're watching on the replay, hi. Good morning. We're making pumpkin spice latte, high protein cheesecake bites today. Woo! Yes. All right. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Good morning. Sorry, I'm trying to get my setup just right. Still a little dark, so I'm trying to get some lights going. There we go. Okay, so I know that the cream cheese needs to be room temperature, so let's get that out first. 225 grams light cream cheese. And the Greek yogurt and the egg. So let's get those out. Greek yogurt and egg. Greek yogurt and one eggy. Let's get some butter. Banana. Eggy. Containers. Okay. Let's see. 225. I think it's a block. Okay. So it looks like, because with the wrapping, let's see how much this weighs. So let's see, I want you guys to see. So we have Philadelphia. It's 1/3 less fat cream cheese. So we're using light cream cheese. Okay, so we need this to come to room temperature, and we need it to be 225 grams. I think once we remove the package, it should be 225 grams, but cream cheese is a pain in the butt to get out of its package cleanly. So we're gonna obviously struggle for a bit. Struggle bus. It's already getting a little messy. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to cut this into little pieces. Oop. Wait. Okay, 34, 73. It's good to portion out your ingredients cold. They're usually a little easier to handle. So things like cream cheese and butter, if you can portion them out while they're cold, especially if you need them to come to room temperature, ideal. 222, and we need 225, and that's 222 in the package. We're gonna call that even. It asks for 150 grams of Greek yogurt, so we're gonna do, oh my God, it's 222.2. That's a lucky number. That feels very lucky. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is do 150 grams of Greek yogurt to offset those 3 grams that are missing. Oh, I need paper towels. I need towels. Let me go get a towel. All right, so we have our cream cheese set aside. Now we're going to set aside, that was 225, we need 153 of Greek yogurt. 153. 153. 22. 61. 97. 123. Let me put on my apron because why am I not wearing my apron? Just asking to get my clothes dirty. Okay, 139.9, and we need 153. 153. 153. 139. Why are you not changing? Okay. Does this need batteries changed? $172. See, it did go over. We need 153, 158, 154, 153.9. We'll leave that. Okay. So now we set this aside, and we're gonna crack our egg. So our egg comes to room temperature. Okay, so now let's keep measuring out our cheesecake filling ingredients while those come to room temperature. I feel like I have it. Okay, what else we need? So we have our 222 grams of light cream cheese. We have 150 grams of Greek yogurt. That should have been 225 and 150, but it's okay, we're making it work. We have 1 large egg. Now we need 20 grams of vanilla protein powder because these are high protein cheesecake bites. So we're gonna get our Truvani. We're gonna be using both protein powder and chia seeds for our protein. So let's get all this out. Let's get this going. What temperature do we need? 315. So let's get our oven going. Okay. Now we need 20 grams of vanilla protein powder. We're going to measure out 20 grams. 19.7, 20. 20.6. So we have our protein powder. Now we need 10 grams of chia seeds. That's 18. The scale sometimes is a little wonky, so good to, especially when it's smaller quantities. Sometimes it's a little wonk. I think it was also measuring what had sprinkled on the scale. So let's get all that off. Okay. Now, and now we need 10 grams. 10.3, I'll take it. And then we need 60 grams of maple syrup. Grams of maple syrup. $60. Okay. Cap is broken, so it won't screw on. Right, there we go. Okay. So we have our 60 grams of our maple sugar. Our maple syrup. Okay. Now we need 2 teaspoons of instant espresso, but I just have regular espresso powder. But we're just gonna go with it because espresso is espresso, right? So we need 2 teaspoons. Two teaspoons. One, 2. Great. Our espresso from Puerto Rico. And I keep it in the freezer like my mommy taught me. If my mommy keeps it in the freezer, I keep it in the freezer. Okay, we need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And we need some pumpkin spice. Vanilla. So we have Trader Joe's pumpkin pie spice, because we're doing pumpkin spice latte high protein cheesecake bites. I got these fun molds yesterday that we're gonna use for our cheesecake bites. I'm so excited. But first, we have to keep measuring out our ingredients. So we need 1 teaspoon of pumpkin spice, pumpkin pie spice, 1 teaspoon. Okay. It's filled to the brim, so try to not make a mess. Ooh, that smells good. Smells like fall. Okay. So we have our pumpkin pie spice from Trader Joe's. Now we need 1 teaspoon. This is vanilla extract, but I'm going to use vanilla bean paste because I said so. Okay. Vanilla bean paste. Okay. Okay, great. And a pinch of salt. So let's just go ahead and put that pinch of salt with our pumpkin's pie spice. Okay. So our cheesecake filling has been set aside, ingredients have been set aside. We have, it's supposed to be 225, but we have 222 grams of light cream cheese, which was basically a block. It was supposed to be 150, but we have 153 grams of Greek yogurt, which I need to blend. We have 1 egg. We have 20 grams of Truvani plant-based protein powder. We have 10 grams of chia seeds. We have 60 grams of maple syrup. We have 2 teaspoons of espresso powder. Ooh, that smells good. We have 1 teaspoon of vanilla bean paste. It says vanilla extract, but I'm using vanilla bean paste. And we have 1 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. And in that little bowl, I put the pinch of salt. So now we need our latte crumb base. So, let's see. 80 grams of graham cracker crumbs. I went to Trader Joe's yesterday, so I got cinnamon graham crackers. So we're gonna use these. And what we're gonna do, is we're gonna weigh into our Ninja blender 80 grams of graham cracker cookies. Okay, 1, 23, 34, 45, 68, 79, 80. Oh my God, look at that. Ooh. Tana Mojo. Ooh. We love it when the measurements are exact. Okay, so we're gonna plug this in over here. Plug, plug, plug. Oh no, my plug. What happened to the plug? Why did this get wonky? Okay. That's weird. Okay. But is this gonna close? I think I need to break these a little bit more. Okay. Very messy. Now, this is going to be very quick. We're going to turn these graham cracker cookies into crumbs with a touch of a Ninja Pulse. There's our, let's do that one more time. Okay, so we've got our crumbs. Our oven, just give me a temperature, but our thermometer's in the front, and we want our thermometer in the center. So let's push that back. Okay, great. So we have 80 grams of graham cracker crumbs. Now we need 10 additional grams of vanilla protein powder. So we're going to put this in here. 10 grams of vanilla protein powder. 10.9, boom, we'll call it. 15 grams of light brown sugar. 15, 15, that's 4.7, 11.3, 14, 13.4, 16.3, 15, boom. Okay, half a teaspoon of espresso powder, half a teaspoon, right in there, and then we need, we're going to pulse this again. It's nice and mixed. Okay. And now we need 20 grams of butter. So I have butter that I keep out to keep soft. Let's use some of this. 20 grams. $11, 19.4, 21, 20. Okay. Okay, so now let's put this for 15 seconds. Okay. We have our melted butter. Beautiful. Okay, so now let's take a little bowl. And we're going to take that melted butter, put it right in there. Now we have our graham cracker. This is graham cracker cookies that we bolted into dust. We have 10 grams of vanilla protein powder. We have 15 grams of light brown sugar, half a teaspoon of espresso powder, and we're gonna drop it into the bowl with 20 grams of melted butter. And now let's mix this up. And it should have dry, wet sand consistency. So it looks like that. That's what we're looking for. So now, the next thing we're going to do is I have gold edible glitter, and we're going to spray it onto the little faces. This is just an experiment to see if it helps the little faces when we unmold them to be more visible. So let's spray a little glitter. It's edible shimmer. Okay, great. Put this away. Okay, so we have our little mold prepped with some edible shimmer. Now we need to mix the batter that's going to go into our molds. And then we're going to, once the batter's in the mold, then our cookie crumble crust is going to get sprinkled on top as more of like a crumbly crust type vibe. Okay, so let me get organized. Let's get our Cuisinart in play. And let's get our paddle attachment. Great. So we have our Cuisinart paddle attachment. We have our Cuisinart that we need to plug in. Because it's not going to work unless we plug it in. Hello. Okay. So now, put the paddle on. And let's see what our instructions say. Okay, so we preheated the oven. Okay, we need to get our cream cheese and our yogurt into the bowl. Okay. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Easy. Easy peasy. This won't be so easy. With this, we're going to have to scrape out. Okay. We're going to bring down our paddle. And we're going to mix it till smooth. Scrape down the sides of our bowl. Okay. Scrape the bottom of your bowl. Okay. Back in. looking pretty smooth. So we're gonna scrape down our sides of our bowl again. Yeah, this is a lot smoother. So we've whipped our cream cheese and our Greek yogurt. And now we're gonna add egg. This is actually a relatively easy recipe. It's my first time making this version. Egg. I don't know what add egg, espresso, syrup. So let's do the syrup. Syrup, vanilla, get all that yummy goodness in there. Okay. And then the espresso powder, our pumpkin pie spice mix, and our salt. Okay, and now we mix these. Scrape down the sides of our bowl. Also, shout out Rod from the Black Guy Who Tips podcast, who was a guest on my show. I was a guest on their show. One of the surprising things you would know about Rod is that Rod is a big fan of PSL season, aka pumpkin spice latte season. So this is slightly in your honor, Rod. Shout out Rod, Black Guy Who Tips. Great podcast. All right, this is looking beautiful. So now what we have left is our protein powder and our chia that needs to hydrate properly. So let's put that in here. Let's get this mixed. Scrape down. This is getting very messy. I'm not using my usual little spatula. I think that's what's throwing me off. This one's too big. She's too big. Scrape this down one more time. Let's use our little spatula that actually gets into all the little places that I need. Much easier to handle. Now let's scrape the sides of our bowl. Make sure we're scraping the bottom of our bowl. Okay, give it one more whirl. One more little mix. And this is giving that protein powder and the chia a bit of time to properly hydrate. And if you haven't properly hydrated, good hydration break. Okay, beautiful. I'm feeling good about this. So now this smells so good. It smells like a coffee shop, like when you walk into like Pete's Coffee. That's what it smells like. I haven't walked into a Pete's Coffee at 5 a.m. in a long time. Shout out to all my coffee loving exes that worked early morning shifts. And then we would go to work together and stop at Pete's. You know who you are. Okay, so we're going to take our Cuisinart out of the way. Now, for the sake of easier handling, because this is a gooey mold and we're going to be putting it in and out of the oven, I'm going to go ahead and make my life a little easier and use a cookie tray underneath. Now, we have also a cookie scoop that will also make our life hopefully a little easier. So let's take our beautiful batter. We can't forget our crust. I will forget the crust. Don't let me forget the crust. Okay, let me take, let's see how much of a spoonful we need. I think that should work. Yeah, great. I think that's the perfect portion. Let's try scraping and pouring. Scraping and pouring. Beautiful. Can you guys see? Okay. So I'm taking scraping, right? And scooping. Scraping and scooping. Scraping and scooping. We'll clean all this up a little bit. Scraping and scooping. Scraping and scooping. Scraping and scoop. Let's do a little spatula moment just to get all of our batter back into one scoopable place. This smells ridiculously good. This smells so good. This could be like a candle, like a holiday candle smell. Okay, we're getting to the wire, but I think we have just enough. Okay, let's do another spatula moment. I think we'll just scoop it on in there, just like this. Okay, let's see, this one looks a little small. The first couple ones were a little shy. Okay, so now I have this tiny spatula that we're gonna scrape this off, scrape this out. And now, let's make some sense of these. Let's kind of clean these up a little bit. All right. Get it to the edges. Yeah, this tiny spatula is so cute. It's perfect for this. Thank you, Home Goods. Yeah, if you want Halloween themed goodies, they're on clearance right now at Home Goods. I got these for such a good price. I got these cute little jack-o'-lantern molds. And then for today, and then for next week's bake, I got, let me show you. For next week, we're gonna make another set of cheesecake bites, but these are gonna be vanilla chai cheesecake bites, and we're gonna use the spider mold. And then I got, for the holidays coming up, these cute little gingerbread people. How cute are these? So we're gonna do something with these in December. But yeah, shout out Home Goods. I got these at Home Goods yesterday. Okay, so let's keep ADHD. Can't get distracted. Don't let me get distracted, guys. It's that Nero Spicy Baddie. Nero Spicy Baddie. I need my own like jingle and theme song. Nero Spicy Baddie. She bakes, she swims. Squirrel! That's the Nero Spicy Baddie theme song. Just listing off all the things I do at once, and then squirrel. Because if there was a better description for ADHD, it's the dog and up. Squirrel. Okay. This is a little tedious, but it's going to be worth it, because why go through the trouble of using a mold if we're not going to do it properly, right? One must do it proper. Oh, but let's see, what's today? Today's Friday. We made it to Friday, guys. Unless you're in Australia, then it's Saturday, and hi to you in the future. How is it in the future? Is it still a hellscape? Let's see, what's the plan for this weekend? I think this weekend I should get some laundry done, just so that it doesn't become a giant mountain that then I have to tackle in 2 weeks. So I should get some laundry done. Probably do a little Pilates workout at the gym tomorrow. I'm trying to take it easy today. Today is going to be light movement day. Today is walking the dog, walking to the salon, walking back kind of movement day. Maybe dance a little bit in the kitchen while the cheesecake bites are in the oven. What do we think? Should we have a little dance party? You guys want to have a dance party? Okay, I'm trying to get these edges as clean as possible without going too crazy. Okay, so now we got these somewhat in their molds. We're going to now come back over. Yeah, I think the cookie scoop was great. I think our portions are mostly even. I think we can probably scrape out a little bit more. Yep, we can. We can always scrape out a little bit more. See, look at that. Really, every gram makes a difference, I'm telling you. Scrape that bowl. That needs to be my merch. Scrape that bowl. Because, I mean, look. Scrape that bowl. Scrape that bowl. Scrape that bowl. Scrape your spatula. Get all of it into your mold. Because in this economy, we pay way too much for our beautiful ingredients, and we don't want to go to waste. Okay, now I'm getting a little too perfectionist ADHD, so I'm gonna stop. Okay, so now we're gonna come through with our cookie crust. So let's take a smaller scoop. See if this is a good portion for us. I think that's too much. Whoa. I don't like that. It's not, no. Don't think it's our best approach. But you got us somewhat there. Huh. Just, can you guys see? Yeah. Okay, I think this is easier. Just taking a soup spoon and slowly patting it into place. I think that's better. Okay, so we take a little spoonful and we gently lay it out. Yeah, that's better. Our cookie scoop makes it too concentrated, and then we have to spread it out. And so why not put it down already a little spread out? Work smarter, not harder. So let's take a thin layer on our soup spoon and we just kind of like lay it out. Get all that in there and gently pat it down. Not too hard, just gently. Just make sure you're getting it into all the little edges. Beautiful. Okay, a little bit more, just like that on our spoon. And we gently lay it out. And we tap, 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 push into place. Tap, 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 push into place. Tap, 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 push into place. Boom. Look at that. So cute. Okay. Let's just do some portioning out. Let's just do that. Boom. This way we know for sure we have enough for everybody at the party. Okay, great. So now scrape, scrape, scrape. Tap, tap, tap. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Tap, tap, tap. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Tap, tap, tap. Look at that. Beautiful. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Tap, tap, tap. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Need a little bit more there. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Tap, tap, tap. Wow, this is actually pretty good. I thought I was going to have crust left over, but it really is just enough. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Tap, tap, tap. Okay, great. Put the last bit of crust on there. Beautiful. Look at these babies ready to go. Look at that. So we have our little tray of cheesecake bites in their molds. Our oven is ready to go. Let's check our temperature of the oven really quick. We want 315. And right now it's right there at 315. So we're gonna pop this into the oven. And those are gonna be in the oven for 20 minutes. Great. So I think for now, what I'm gonna, oh, not talking to you. Hi, good morning. Okay, so I'm gonna let these bake in the oven and then pop them out and set them in the fridge to set. I think what I'm gonna do now is empty out the dishwasher, load all these dishes that are in the sink now so that they can get washing, and then look around the apartment, see if there's anything that needs to be cleaned. Actually, probably prep for laundry, and then get ready to go log on to work, and then go get my hair done. So thanks for hanging out with me. I will take some pictures of the cheesecake bites and I'll post them in my community tab to show you guys how they look. And then if the recipe, if they taste really good, and if whoever hops on board to taste test them likes them, I'll share the recipe. So come back if you haven't subscribed. Feel free to hit subscribe. We're gonna come back this weekend, and with this spider mold, we're going to make some vanilla chai cheesecake bites. So come back for that. And then let's see. I just made a trial version of the Wicked Twin Cloud Cake. It came out really good, but I want to work on that recipe a little bit more. So I think next week we're gonna give the Wicked Cake another shot. I need to work on my piping, so I might actually go live this weekend and just work on piping. But I need to work on my piping, and I need to work on my cake slicing and leveling. So I think those will be next week's tasks. Is we'll focus on getting an even bake in our cakes, getting the color to where we want them to, because I want them to be a little bit brighter than the last round that I made. The flavors were pretty in line, but still make sure that the flavors are dialed in. And then work on the cake leveling and work on my piping, because November 20th I'm booked for the talent show in San Francisco, and the talent that I submitted myself is cake artistry, and so I'll be basically taking my Wicked Cloud Cake, because the new Wicked movie will have come out that week, and I'm gonna decorate it on stage, and that's gonna be my talent. But before I do that on stage, I want to make sure that it tastes great, because people are going to want to eat it. And so I do want people to enjoy the cake. I don't want it to just look good, but it is part of a stage act. So I do want it to look good too. I want that pink to pop. I want that green to pop. I want the layers to look perfect. So we're going to be working on that. And then I'm also preparing for, so November is going to be basically preparing for Bakemas, which will be December. And my plan is that in December, for the first 25 days, just like how normally you would have Vlogmas, instead of Vlogmas, I'm going to have Bakemas. And so I'm going to try to go live every day, and we're either going to be working on technique for something, or working on a recipe, or planning a recipe, or tasting a recipe. And so every day in December, we're going to be going live with some kind of baking content. But for me to be able to do that sustainably, I have to plan it, because neurospicy baddie. So I'm in the planning stages right now. So feel free to keep an eye on the community tab. I'm starting to post screenshots of the polls that I do over on Instagram. I do polls on Instagram so that people can help me pick out what the next thing that we're gonna bake. This is how we ended up with pumpkin spice latte cheesecake bites and vanilla chai latte cheesecake bites. Actually, vanilla chai won, but I had bought already the pumpkin pie spice, so I was like, well, let's just do both of them, because there was a third option too, and that one didn't get voted on, so I figured top two. Anyways, I'm rambling right now. I'm gonna clean. I hope you have a great day. Happy Friday. If you haven't hit subscribe, hit subscribe. subscribe. I'll be back live either later today from the hair salon or tomorrow with more baking adventures. But I would love to see you around. And if I don't see you again, I hope you have a great life. Bye!